Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, with COP27 due to be hosted in Egypt in November, we can expect climate security, and particularly its implications across Africa, to be a priority on the agenda. And it should. While home to 15% of the world's population, Africa is responsible for only 4% of global carbon emissions. Yet, the region is highly affected by the impacts of a changing climate. Indeed, the countries emitting the least greenhouse gases are among the most threatened by climate change and related insecurity. In April, as the chair of the Peace and Security Council of the African Union, Egypt spearheaded a session on climate security, which underscored that climate-related displacement has become an acute problem which drives up local tensions. The continent is grappling with multiple climate-related security risks, such as forced migration and displacement, livelihood insecurity, food and water insecurity, rising levels also of problems related to food and farmers, protracted cross-border resource conflicts, unsustainable resource exploitation. The ensuing changes in regional and local ecosystems serve as a threat multipliers for political and social violence. When access to food, water, and other resources becomes more constrained, tensions are likely to intensify. The pandemic has further highlighted the importance of global solidarity in facing challenges that are systematically complex and of an interconnected nature. Just as COVID anywhere risks turning into COVID everywhere, rising to the challenge of climate change requires a concerted effort between developed and developing countries. In 2009, the world's wealthier nations pledged to mobilize $100 billion a year by 2020, but ended up providing far less. Adaptation costs for African countries for the period between 2020 and 2030 are estimated to surpass $250 billion, and mitigation costs for the same period were estimated to be $715 billion. Public-private financing mechanisms will be critical in achieving these mitigation and adaptation goals. We are already witnessing how climate change pressures are intensifying conflict dynamics in the Horn of Africa and Sahel. The effects will not be limited to these sub-regions, but could very well spill over to also neighboring regions. It is for this reason that the World Economic Forum already in 2019 started to convene the Friends of the Sahel to spearhead multi-stakeholder initiatives to increase the region's economic and climate resilience. This is much needed. We have also launched the Resilience Consortium at the annual meeting now last month in Davos, which is composed of CEOs and ministers from across the world, including Minister Rani Al-Mashat from Egypt. And what we're looking at is how we can strengthen resilience, and we are underlining that the price of inaction far exceeds the price of action. We are very much committed from the World Economic Forum side to provide our support to Egypt's COP27 presidency, in particular to facilitate effective and impactful participation by the private sector, as we did in partnership with the UK government at the COP26 in Glasgow. I hope that the Aswan Forum will be an important milestone in making sure that Africa's voice is heard at the next COP27 in Africa, Egypt. That is necessary because Africa is very much affected by climate change, even if it contributes far less to climate change. So Africa will need to also be in the focus of the COP27. Thank you so much.